morning. Let's wake these guys up. How are you doing?
Yeah, let's go.
How'd it sound?
Really good.
Loud?
It's not as loud as that, so I'm like, oh, it's alright.
Right?
But it's a good loud. Like it sounds nice. That one is just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's whatever it is, the pitch of it or something is really loud.
Yeah.
What's up, you guys? A couple of things that I want to include you guys in that I need your help with making a decision on, and it is the rebuilding of the Huracan behind me. So if you follow the brand, if you're brand new, the Huracan's got some things that need to be touched up on it, to say it lightly. If you follow the brand, you guys know what's going on. The front splitter here is completely crushed from obviously going off, you know, exploring off into places where a car 2 inches off the ground is just gonna take damage. We went up mountains. We were in a parking lot with essentially really hard packed snow that turned into ice. It's like hitting concrete, and we did a bunch of damage. For the most part, the damage though that is done is minimal for the abuse that this thing has been through, and it's been self-inflicted by myself. So we're gonna have a new wing. We're gonna get another rear bumper and diffuser, and we're gonna get a whole front clip here, because the splitter is actually attached to the bumper, which is awesome. But here's where the dilemma is. It's not cheap. It's fairly expensive to buy all these parts. And we're currently still in, you know, we're not even halfway through winter. And we have tons of adventures to take the car on. We have snow tires for that purpose. We have a ski box that I can put on. So there's more adventures to be had, and that would just wreck the car again in its current state if we put brand new bumpers and stuff on it. So the other option is to obviously run it the way it currently is. But what if we did some modifications to kind of up the ante, so to speak? What if we put like, I can't even believe I'm saying this, some form of a bush bar at the front of this with like some exterior rally style fog lights. Close the door. And what if on the back where the diffuser's missing, we did something similar, like a drift style rear kind of tubular bar rear bumper extension. I'm gonna find a way to create some new brackets, and we're probably gonna remount on the bigger exhaust tips. I totally agree with all the comments that these smaller exhaust tips look kind of funny, but this is just what the factory exhaust tips look like. It's just aesthetically that they put the bigger tips over top. So we can definitely find a way to mount those back on so it's more pleasing to the eye. And the wing is the wing. It's currently in a state where you guys see here, it's all taped up. You wouldn't know from far, but if you look up, it's got electrician's tape. This was cracked when the ski box came off the roof in Nevada at 175 miles per hour, bounced off the corner of the engine cover, hit the wing, split the wing, but the wing is solid as ever. I mean, again, amazing product, but it's taken a little abuse. So my question is do I put on some gnarly looking kind of drift style bush bar tubular bumpers, extensions, make it look really crazy? I've never seen anybody do that. I feel like I want to try it. I feel like even the haters will get a kick out of it on some level. And yeah, run it through winter like that. We don't have to worry about further damage. Creates a unique look. Then the other thing is the new wrap reveal is probably like 2 months away. And that's already pre-designed. I already have that all figured out. It's already been rendered out. I don't want to show you guys because I want to show you in person on the car, but completely different color scheme, and the blue's gonna stay. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll leave you with that. A little hint, the blue calipers, they're here to stay. So the next thing I can do to modify this car that I've been thinking about, and I did this on my old 458, was starting to do some interior mods. The seats in this car are awesome. The thing I don't like about the seats, here's my complaint with the Huracan and Lambos just in general. These seats sit fairly low, but not low enough. I mean, there's probably a couple of inches that could be had to lower this if I had a bucket seat that was sitting on rails. And I'm thinking, that extra couple of inches would allow me to wear a helmet a little more easily in this car, because right now when I wear a helmet and I sit up straight, it hits the roof. And so for track days, different bigger production stunts I'm looking to do where I need to wear a helmet, that would really assist in that, as well as it would look cooler to have a different set of seats in here. A carbon bucket race seat, maybe even get some in, that's right, like a brighter blue would look really cool in that interior. A couple of blue bucket race seats. So thoughts on that? What do you guys think? Throw in a harness. Those are some of the upgrades that I can reveal. Then I have other stuff that I want to put on the car that's in the works. That'll be a surprise. So drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think of those general things on the Huracan. Again, another thing that's up for debate. Should the Supercharger stay? Should we keep the Supercharger? Should we further the Supercharger? Should we do the 900 upgrade, another 100 horsepower? Or, I can't even believe I'm going to say this, should we take it off and go twin turbo? I do know one guy who twin turboed his Huracan very reliably, had no issues with it, ran it cross country on a rally. It was 1,000 horsepower and it sounded amazing. It was fast. It was really fast. It had virtually no lag because of the turbo setup that they did on the car. It wasn't going to have ever like 13, 14, 15, 2,000 horsepower. It was never intended for that. It was meant to have a reliable 1,000 horsepower with next to no lag. So should I rip off the Supercharger and go twin turbo? There's another question. Now I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to keep adding on. So we got the three things. Think, if you were me and you needed this car to produce videos and to travel, so ultimately what I'm saying here is you want it to be reliable and you don't have an unlimited budget. I don't have an unlimited budget. I literally build, work, and run this car off of the merchandise sales and the little bit of ad revenue I make. And that just gets us by month to month. But if you had that budget and you could squeeze in a modification here or two, I can't do all of it. I'll tell you that right now. If you had to do one or two or a couple of those things, what would you do? If I decided to go TT, I'd have to basically beg someone to help sponsor me at a deep discount so that whatever it was gonna cost me with the installation and stuff would be minimal. And then I wouldn't be able to do the other stuff. Or I could probably afford to do the seats and the bumper type thing for winter. And we're making a new bracket for the ski box so it sits further back over the engine bay. So those are my thoughts. I'll stop rambling. I ramble sometimes, I ramble. I gotta head home. We have a big adventure ahead of us. Dave and I are hitting the road tomorrow and we're starting some amazing journey of going to Vancouver to check out some supercars, some hypercars at the dealerships. We have our second podcast. We recorded our first podcast today, you guys. I am so excited. It'll be up on iTunes shortly. In the meantime, we're gonna drop the podcast video also on the channel, so there'll be a whole podcast playlist. Happy birthday to the channel. The birthday was yesterday, January 23rd, marked the 5th year since the day I started this channel. And thanks to everybody. Thank you to the very, very loyal first subscribers or whoever's been with me the longest. And thank you to all the new people. If you want to know how to support the brand, rock some cool merch. We have cement tees. We have what we call the tricolor. We have lanyards and we also have keychains. So if you want something, head over to dailydrivenexotics.com, link in description. Pick up some merch. It supports the brand, helps us keep going, creating these epic videos. And it's a grind, man. Make a video a day. I try. The other day where I might miss one due to unforeseen circumstances. I'm a family man. I have 3 daughters and a wife and another business. So if something comes up, but I try to make up for it. I honestly try to make up for it. I am rambling. Let's get the hell out of here.